All right, geometry, here you go. Just a continuous so you have something to follow when you are working these problems at home. Lesson 2.5, proving angles congruent. So I want to prove that angle 1 is congruent to angle 2, and that's the picture that I'm given. Okay, so I want to prove that 1 is congruent to 2. So basically I want to prove the vertical lines, or the vertical angles theory, not vertical lines, vertical angles theorem. So I'm going to do a paragraph proof. So I'm introducing you to what a paragraph proof looks like. Now, not all of your paragraph proofs are going to look like mine. You guys have your own words. You have your own vocabulary. Okay, so when you're doing a paragraph proof, you're stating the facts, the stuff that you know for a fact to be true, and that's what I started out with. I know that angle 1 equals 180 because they are adjacent angles. They're side by side. So when they're side by side, they're adjacent angles. They equal 180. We already learned that in the previous chapters. I also know that angle 2 and angle 3 is 180 due to the same fact. So I know that 2 and 3 are also going to equal 180. Okay, so I just went with the adjacent angles because I knew that. We proved that. We found that definition last chapter, so we know that for a fact. Then I can deduce. And notice, you probably wouldn't use the word deduce, but you get where I'm coming from. That angle 1 plus angle 3 is going to equal angle 2 plus angle 3. Why? They both equal 180, so I can set them both equal to each other. And I can either do that using the substitution or transitive properties. Therefore, angle 1 equals angle 2. Why? Subtraction. If I take minus angle 3 minus angle 3 over here, gone. Therefore, because of the subtraction property of equality, those two are congruent. My proof is done. Okay, so state what you know for a fact, and then build on to the next few steps that you need to. Okay, so they're not that hard. They're a lot of just putting everything together and using it in your own words. Okay, one final example that I will show you. Right here we have the lovely vertical angles. So we've got to solve for x and y. So you got two things going on here. We already proved that vertical angles are congruent. So this one here, I could state that 3x equals 75. So my x is going to equal 25. Done. This here are adjacent angles. So if I want to find my y, I can do one of two things. You know, you could put 25 in there, that's 75. But you would write y plus 75 equals 180. Subtract your 75 over. So y is going to equal 105. So if this is 105, what's this? 105. This is 75. All of these added together had better get you 360. So that's how you can follow back and see if you've done it right. So there's today's an example of another paragraph proof, or just a paragraph proof. I wrote it out so it's more detailed and you can see it better. And then another example of your vertical angles. If you have any questions, you guys know how to get a hold of me.